Hi people, my name is Betty. Welcome to our session today. Our session today is a bit different from the ones that we've been having. I've had some interactive sessions with some women, with some parents, and they have asked questions. They have asked questions about how to handle some challenges that they've been having. One of the challenges that came up, and it seems to be from several parents, is about sibling rivalry. Sibling rivalry is as old as biblical times. You've read the Bible. It's a family problem. Started from Cain and Abel, where because of rivalry, Cain killed the brother. Goes to look at the story of Jacob and his brother Esau. So it is something that has been there since old times. So it's a problem that arises in families, but you have to try to handle it. Much of the sibling stems from comparison. It's like parents comparing each children, meaning that sometimes I think parents think that when they compare, when they put one child above the other, it motivates the child to want to be better. But that rivalry may cause the child to feel inferior and give up, or be so angry that they want to harm the brother. So one thing that parents should watch is comparing children, because each child is unique. Every child is special. Every child has their own giftings, and they can't all have the same giftings. And those giftings cannot be compared, and they can't be the same. So we have, as parents, you have to understand that our children are different from one another, and that because they are different, we look for the positive things in the children, so that we can build the self-confidence of each child, because they are always different. Another reason why sibling rivalry can come about is favoritism. You find parents choosing one child above the other, giving them favors, making them feel more special. It causes the child to feel angry. It causes the child to feel angry, feel that they are not worthy, mess up their value, their worth, and the child feels angry, and that can result to them fighting all the time, looking for reasons to hurt each other. And some of this rivalry can go on even to old, to maturity, and you find that the two people cannot talk, and they are from the same family. So the parents also have to be careful. The way they treat the children. Make sure that the children are treated equally, that you understand this child, you just understand the difference in the children, and you have a positive, affirmation. You affirm the child for what they are good at. You stop loving one child more than the other. When one child complains, you sit down and actually evaluate, why is the child complaining? Is there a reason why they should, why the child should be complaining, so that you can at least stop that rivalry. Another aspect is when the birth order, firstborn, secondborn, thirdborn. What happens is the firstborn becomes the example which the younger ones have to follow, and so a lot of responsibility is on them. So they are not able to there is too much pressure in their lives to meet the expectations of the parents. And yet, if let's say the family has only 2 children, and then there is a lastborn, the lastborn is just let loose. Every time you're the one the firstborn is being told, go and clean up. Nasema so and so is not It's not, why aren't you telling so and so to clean up? Ah, she's a baby, you know. So that also can cause rivalry, because then, why is it that I am the firstborn? Every responsibility is given to me, and yet the lastborn has got no responsibility. It's because they favor him more than they favor me, and so I feel overwhelmed. Another reason could be sharing parents' love, so they feel threatened. They feel that they're going to miss out. They're going to miss something that was only theirs. You find that rivalry may start from there. Sometimes the older child may start hurting the baby. So it is important also for parents to plan to have to space the children, you know, because when one child is too young, you'll not understand, you'll not be able to explain to the child. They'll not understand. But when they are much older, like 2 or 3, then the child can start feeling more comfortable. They can start understanding that you know, you can sit down with the child, talk to them, and help them understand that is your brother, and the way I love you, I also love you. Actually, when the child is a bit young and they've gotten a sibling, then they go back, they fall back to let's say, like wetting the bed, like wanting to breastfeed. So they kind of get unstable because of the baby, because the baby has come immediately. We just make sure that the child gets the attention, that the older child gets the attention, either by the father stepping in to give him the attention, or by you giving him time. When the baby is asleep, just give him time so that he can be able to adjust and transit during this time. For the older children, where they feel the younger one will come and will bring issues, it's good to encourage them to be involved in the life of the younger one. Meaning that you take time, tell them to help them with the homework, tell them to help them where you take time to take special time just to sit with them, understand each other. Of course, it is not easy, but if you encourage them to grow together, if you encourage them to love one another, you encourage them to do things together, and also make sure that you take time to take the children out alone, you know, so that you can be able to know how to behave with each child, so that the child will not be feeling, when I'm here, they only give attention to so and so. But when you take the child out of the situation, I'm at home, and you take them out, you go and do an activity that really helps them enjoy, that really makes him enjoy, then the child feels that they are special. They are special because you have taken time, you have given them attention. The attention is not only on the baby. If you are buying gifts for this, if things are brought for the baby, organize for also some to be brought for the older child, so that the child stop feeling like this child is taking everything from me. So you have to have a balance where the children are concerned, because if you do not do that, then the child will grow having, you know, emotional issues, which are going to cause misbehavior, and that misbehavior, you know, attention-seeking behavior, they'll start behaving badly, so that you can, you know, perhaps because when they behave badly, it's the only time that you talk to them, it's the only time that you give them attention. So some of them start pick from that, and because definitely when a child breaks a glass, you will go and find out what is happening. So that's the only time they get the attention. So that causes the child to start misbehaving, because then you do something which is negative to draw your attention, and then he understands that I only receive love when I misbehave, which means that he's going to grow with that aspect, and his life will not be balanced. Then the last issue that I would like to talk about is girl-boy relationship. Sometimes boys there's so much expectation from boys. I know that boys are being, you know, nurtured to become leaders because in the family, but nowadays the girl child is being empowered more than the boy child, because they feel like there have been so many issues with the girl child, you know, being treated inferior, being married mapema, you know, those things that make the child be put down. So nowadays the girl child's attention has really come up, so the boy child is left hanging. So that may cause rivalry, that the boy feels overwhelmed because of responsibility, and yet they're not being given attention, feels overwhelmed because they're still a child. They are being told not to cry. They're being told so many things that are such, you know, difficult, and yet they're still children. So that can also cause rivalry. So you find that the girl is given preference. The girl is given preference because of the fact that behind the scene there are issues that have been happening to girls that has made them to be weak, that has made them seem weak. So they are pushed up while the boy is kind of being put down. So that can bring issues in the sense of, you know, sibling rivalry. In conclusion, I believe to help in this situation of sibling rivalry, we have to be careful the way we treat our children. We have to understand that our children are different, that they are not the same. We cannot compare them with each other. That once we discover that when we spend time with the child, we understand who the child is, their preference, their temperament, then we treat each child specially, you know, because according to the way you know them. So you not need to compare them. You just need to compliment them for what they are good at, not because of the comparison. We need to understand that favoritism cannot work. You may love your child, but or sometimes you may feel like the younger child prefers, needs to be looked after, needs to be nurtured, but you have to have a balance. You have to have a balance of knowing that when you treat one child better than the other, there will always be rivalry, there will always be envy, and it will bring a problem in your family. And not only now, even later in their lives, they will not have a balanced life. So thank you so much for listening. If you have any comment, you can put down on the comment place. If you have anything more you'd like us to discuss about child rivalry or experiences that you have gone through, then you are free to do it in the comment. Otherwise, thank you and bye.